Imagine you are alone in the control room at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, the clock ticking past 3 in the morning. The massive antennas outside in the Mojave Desert are locked onto a single invisible thread of radio waves slicing through the black. Your eyes burn from staring at the monitors. Then it comes. A faint, stuttering pulse, weaker than a dying heartbeat. 22 hours ago, Voyager 1 fired this signal from nearly 16 billion miles away, a distance so absurd that if you tried to drive there at highway speed, you'd still be driving when the sun burned out. You lean in, heart hammering, because the numbers on the screen are screaming what your gut already knows. This is it, the last signal Voyager will ever send. You feel the weight of every mile pressing down on your chest. Malman, the probe isn't some cold machine out there. It's an extension of you, of all of us. A metal heart launched in 1977 that has never stopped whispering home. And tonight, that whisper is about to die. It started so beautifully. Picture it. You're standing on the launch pad in 1977, the roar of the Titan rocket shaking your bones as Voyager 1 climbs into a perfect Florida sky. Golden sunlight glints off its dish. The golden record is bolted to its side like a time capsule for the stars. Bird songs, Chuck Berry, A Baby's Cry, greetings in 55 languages. You watch it swing past Jupiter, its cameras drinking in the swirling storms the size of Earth, the volcanic fury of Io, the icy fractures of Europa. Then Saturn's rings shimmer like liquid gold. A sight so perfect, it feels like the universe showing off just for you. Uranus and Neptune for its twin, Voyager 2, their blue-green atmospheres glowing like jewels in the dark. Everything looked alive. Everything looked welcoming. But something is wrong. The beauty was only the beginning. Now you are out here with it, really out here, floating in the nothing beyond the heliopause, the invisible bubble where the sun's breath finally gives up. The probe is tumbling through interstellar space at 38,000 miles per hour, and you are right beside it in your mind, close enough to reach out and touch the frost forming on its instruments. The stars don't twinkle anymore. They hang dead still, cold and indifferent. And the silence? God. The silence is louder than any scream you've ever heard. But here's the problem. The distance is already killing it. And every second of that radio signal has to fight through 16 billion miles of vacuum. By the time it reaches Earth, the power hitting the antennas is less than a single quadrillionth of a watt, fainter than the flutter of a butterfly's wing. You could power a single LED on your desk with more electricity than the entire deep space network is catching right now. One stray cosmic ray, one solar flare, one grain of dust the size of a speck of sand, and that thread snaps forever. You feel it in your bones. The universe is not empty. It is hungry, and it is already chewing on the only voice we ever sent this far. But it gets worse. The real killer is inside the probe itself. You are staring at the power readings, and they are falling like sand through an hourglass. Num-3 radioisotope thermoelectric generators, plutonium, 238 cores that have been decaying since the day they left Cape Canaveral. Every year they lose another 4 watts. 4 watts doesn't sound like much until you realize Voyager is now running on less electricity than a couple of light bulbs. NASA has already killed instrument after instrument. Heaters first, then cameras, then plasma detectors, anything to keep the radio alive. In April 2026, they shut down the low-energy charged particle experiment on Voyager 1 just to buy one more year. One more year. You can almost hear the plutonium atoms splitting, giving their last heat, their last electrons, their last breath. The heart is slowing. You feel the panic rising because you know what comes next. And this is where things change. The cold is coming for the rest of it. Now out here, the temperature is 270 degrees below 0 Celsius, so far below freezing that the hydrazine fuel in the thrusters is turning to slush. Those tiny rockets are the only thing keeping the antenna pointed at Earth. If they freeze, the dish drifts by even a tenth of a degree, and the signal misses our planet completely. You imagine the fuel lines crystallizing, cracking, the last warmth bleeding away into the void. Your own breath fogs in the imaginary air as you hover beside it, watching ice crystals bloom across the gold foil like a cancer. One wrong temperature drop, and Voyager becomes a silent tomb, still hurtling forward, but forever mute. But that's not even the worst part. The radiation is eating it alive. And beyond the sun's protective bubble, the galactic cosmic rays slam into the probe like invisible bullets, particles traveling near the speed of light, born in supernovas millions of years ago. Voyager 1 measured a 100-fold increase the moment it crossed the heliopause in 2012. You feel them now, peppering your skin in this nightmare, punching through the aluminum shielding, flipping bits in the old 1970s computers, scrambling memory like a child tearing pages from a book. In 2024, the probe started speaking gibberish, ones and zeros twisted into nonsense, and engineers on Earth spent months coaxing it back from digital death. That was just a warning. Now the rays are stronger. Every second they are carving away at the last working systems. You are helpless to stop it. You want to throw your body in front of the probe like a shield. But the universe doesn't care about your courage. The environment itself is turning hostile. The interstellar medium is not empty. It is a thin soup of hydrogen and helium, laced with magnetic fields that twist and snap without warning. Voyager 2 crossed the boundary in 2018 and immediately felt the pressure change. The sun's influence collapsing, alien plasma pressing in from all sides. You drift through it with the probe and feel the hull vibrating with plasma waves, low-frequency moans traveling through the vacuum, like whale songs from another galaxy. Sometimes the magnetic field flips direction for no reason we understand. Sometimes the density spikes and the instruments scream before going quiet. There is no safe harbor, no orbit, no rescue ship, only the endless grind of particles and fields trying to erase this tiny human artifact. But here's the problem that keeps you awake at night. We don't fully understand what is waiting out here, the hidden dangers. Theories say the interstellar medium might hide magnetic ropes, twisted flux tubes that could wrap around Voyager and torque its antenna away from Earth forever, or rogue planets the size of Earth drifting dark and silent, their gravity tugging the probe off course by a fraction that would be fatal at this distance, or worse. Phenomena we have no name for yet. Dark matter, axions, things that pass through normal matter like ghosts, but could still fry the last electronics. You remember the golden record, that hopeful message we etched for any civilization that might find it. Now you wonder if the only thing that will ever find Voyager is something that doesn't care about music or laughter or the sound of the sea, not something that simply wants to consume. And this is where things change forever. The thrusters are almost out of usable fuel. The power margin is razor thin. One more unexpected glitch, like the one in 2024 when the flight data subsystem started repeating the same corrupted code over and over, and the engineers will have no tricks left. You sit there in the control room, fingers hovering over a keyboard that can send commands taking 22 hours to arrive, knowing that by the time your message reaches the probe, it might already be too late. The last command might be the one that tells it to shut down the transmitter to save the final watts. Or maybe it just stops. No warning, no final words, just the carrier wave flatlining on the screen while you stare at the empty speakers. You feel it in your gut, the extreme consequence. And the silence that follows will be louder than any explosion. For 49 years, Voyager has been our eyes, our ears, our heartbeat in the dark. It showed us Jupiter's great red spot, raging like a living storm. It revealed rings around Uranus we never knew existed. It tasted the interstellar wind and told us the sun's bubble is smaller and more fragile than we imagined. It carried our music and our voices across the void. And now it is dying alone, its last signal a faint goodbye that will reach us long after it has already gone quiet out there. The data stops. The monitors go dark. And in that moment, you understand something that hollows you out. There is no safe scenario. Not for Voyager. Not for us. The universe was never meant to be gentle. It was never meant to cradle fragile machines or fragile dreams. We sent our best hope into the night anyway, and for a while, it sang back. But the night always wins. The plutonium will finish its slow death. The cold will claim the fuel. The rays will finish their work. And one day, maybe 2027, maybe 2030, maybe a few years beyond if we are lucky, the last carrier wave will fade into the cosmic microwave background, like a scream swallowed by an ocean. You step outside the control room into the California night. The stars are still there, hard and bright and uncaring. Somewhere out in that black, two tiny probes are still moving, still carrying our fingerprints, our music, our hope. But their voices are almost gone. You look up and feel how small you are, how small all of humanity is. A single flickering candle in a cathedral of darkness. We reached out once. We touched the edge of everything, and the edge touched back. The universe does not hate us. It does not love us. It simply is. Vast, ancient, indifferent. And in the end, it will take back every signal we ever sent, every probe we ever launched, every dream we ever whispered toward the stars. But for one brief impossible moment, Voyager sang anyway. And that song, that last fading note, is the most human thing we have ever done. You stand there in the dark, listening to the silence where the signal used to be. And you realize the terrifying truth. We are alone. We were always alone. And now even our echo is dying.